drowning in my books. Ooh. So here is my physical TBR for February 2025. First on my list is Piranesi by Susanna Clark. It's only 245 pages or so I think this will get done rather quickly. Next, this is a palette cleanser in a genre that I don't really read that often, but my friend lent me this book and told me to read it, and it's called The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. Not really my genre. I'm not really into thrillers, but I think I'll probably read this relatively quickly. I don't have as much fantasy in February TBR as I usually do, but this one is, and it's called Graceling by Kristen Kishore. It's about a world in which people are born with an exceptional skill called a grace, and she has the grace of killing. I haven't heard too much about this book, but it is YA, and YAs tend to be kind of palette cleanser books for me. Not all of them. Some of them end up taking over my whole life. I am moving on to The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy. So I did read The Final Empire in November, December of 2024. Didn't love The Final Empire. I mean, I thought the magic system and the world were great, but again, I had this problem where I felt like some distance with the characters. So I'm going to keep going and hope that I fall more in love with the characters. I've actually heard mixed reviews about this book, but I don't really care because, you know, everybody has their own tastes, and I think I'm going to really enjoy it. Next on my list is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I love R.F. Kuang. I love Babel so much. I've heard wonderful things about this book. And then I have two in the dark academia genre, which is a genre I tend to really like. Usually when there's a fantasy element involved, these books do not. I'm going to start with The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Also, I don't know too much about this book, but there is another creator on TikTok that I absolutely love. Her channel is called Another Bookshelf, and it's Cecile Reads. And I just love the way she covers what dark academia is. I always feel like I'm in class taking notes. She references it all the time, and because I love dark academia fantasy, I feel like I should really get into the dark academia text. And along the same lines, I will be continuing with If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I think there's a murder involved. I think there's a lot of Shakespeare involved. Sounds like something I would be really into. So yeah, that is my physical TBR for February.